Good evening. Scott is off tonight. I'm Maurice Dubois. General Motors today put out the results of its internal investigation into the ignition switch defect linked to at least 13 deaths and why it took a decade to issue a recall. The report blames a failure to share information and take action, but says there was no cover-up. CEO Mary Barra will keep her job, but 15 other GM employees have been fired and 5 others disciplined. GM said it will set up a compensation fund for crash victims, and it pledged to make institutional changes in the corporation. Jeff Glor has our reports.
Let me be clear. This should have never happened. It is unacceptable.
In a speech streamed to GM employees around the world, CEO Mary Barra said today there was no conspiracy, just incompetence and neglect.
This report is extremely thorough, brutally tough, and deeply troubling.
The investigation, conducted by an attorney who does have a long relationship with GM, found the company discovered there were problems with ignition switches as early as 1999. Documents show engineers refer to it as the switch from hell, which caused cars to inadvertently shut off. The defective switches still went into 6 models, including the Saturn Ion and later the Chevy Cobalt. The first deaths linked to Ions happened in 2003 and 2004. In 2005, the first Cobalt death. As employees search for answers, the report says the engineers made a basic mistake. They did not know how their own vehicles had been designed. That meant they didn't realize the airbags would not deploy when the switch failed. The report talks frequently of the GM nod. When a meeting is held to discuss a problem, a solution is agreed upon, and then no one does anything. It found no evidence that Mary Barra knew about faulty switches.
This is a test of our character and our values. And in the end, I'm not afraid of the truth, and I know you aren't either. I want it known that we will face up to our mistakes and we will take them head on.
This internal investigation, however, is not satisfying some critics. Senator Richard Blumenthal.
This report is the best that money can buy. It is far from independent and emphasizes now how crucial a truly independent, objective report and investigation is by the Department of Justice, by Congress, and further action by federal watchdogs.
There will be a new round of congressional hearings later this month. A criminal probe continues. Ken Feinberg says his compensation plan for victims' families will be out by August 1st. Maurice?
Jeff Glor in Detroit tonight.